All right, so welcome to Blockchain and Booze number 130. Was it 6? 136 part 2. Dude, I'm jealous of your shoe situation right now. I've been killing myself. There's David. Sit down. I thought you were joining us. Okay.
David, I think this chair has your name on it, man.
No, it's okay.
Oh.
Okay, so this is going to be fun. David has been my live sidekick because he is the most OG blockchain and boozer in terms of number of minutes logged in the system because he runs the after party blockchain and boozes. And yeah, you guys have been all in the after party before. Time might jump up too and cause a little trouble. But this is going to be fun because we've got Crown up with us and Animal Concerts up with us. We're going to learn about Devo because we heard about that yesterday, decentralized volunteering. But let's start with, you guys know David. We'll let him reintroduce himself in a second. But let's start here.
Hi, guys.
Crown, tell us about Crown and tell us about what you're working on.
Yeah. So my name is Greg Perrin. I'm a CTO at Crown Sterling. We build, data sovereignty products, right? This starts at its most basic form with quantum secure encryption, believe it or not. So we looked at the NIST standards, kind of like typical asymmetric encryption standards, and thought it ain't enough. Not when quantum superiority is coming in the next decade easily. Every blockchain that's been built is subject to quantum hacks. It is. And believe it or not, most hacks today are actually being done using information theory or being done geometrically even.
What does that mean? What does geometric hack mean?
So geometrically means like you can actually solve for prime number factorization using geometric methods. Like actually using...
what does that mean? I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Try to drill it down.
I need a whiteboard, but like at the end of the day... basically, what you can do is RSA encryption is based on prime number factorization.
Oh,
right?
okay. So
you can actually discover prime numbers, two factorized prime numbers through a geometric derivation using right triangles. I shit you not. Not. You can crack RSA 2048 keys using right triangles today.
That's wild.
He looks excited about this.
I'm
It's nuts. It's crazy shit.
I can't wait to. We're gonna everybody that we've had, like yesterday we had Grant from BABB. I saw him and said, oh, there he is right there on here, and Crown Sterling and also Animal Concerts. We'll get Devo back too, and we're going to do it, some blockchain and booze sessions where we can do the live ones and see some demos, and we're going to have to see the whiteboard and, and something.
So, and again, our first product is actually a decentralized messenger, decentralized WhatsApp, if you will. WhatsApp made $5.5 billion last year by selling all of your guys' data. I shit you not. Who paid for WhatsApp last year? Raise your hand.
Yes, unfortunately, still paying.
You pay? I don't know if I pay.
Nobody can pay. Can't pay for WhatsApp. Surprise.
But no, wait. Didn't WhatsApp or one of them charge like $1 or something?
Well, didn't we just pay through it with our data?
Say that again?
Didn't we pay for it with our data?
Yes, you did.
Yes, yeah, we did pay for it.
Yeah, again, you are the product, I promise. So kind of to change the paradigm and also to be resistant to government censorship, be resistant to cancel culture. It's time to decentralize the way we communicate. It's time to take the power out of big corporations' hands and let the community run the infrastructure and incentivize the community to do so. At the end of the day, the system should be working for us, and it's not. We are the product. Companies are profiting immense amounts of money simply because we choose every single day to use subpar products to communicate with one another.
It's what?
Preach.
They are free, but at the end of the day, they can still be free.
Protocols.
They could still be free with proper incentivization mechanisms.
There we go.
And you don't have to sell your data.
So I want to jump next to Animal Concerts, learn a little more about you guys, and tell the crowd. Oh,
it's a party already.
It's blockchain and booze.
Already started.
Yesterday I tried, you guys caught me. I literally went like this to drink my microphone, and I hit myself in the face.
My name is Anthony Manzo. I'm a chief strategy with Animal Concerts. Essentially, I'll keep it really short. So we build some really strategic partnerships with some fantastic artists, A-list artists, some of the top in the world. and create some fantastic Web3 immersive experiences, particularly concerts. And then most recently, we're jumping into the film space. So I can't wait to tell you guys about what's happening there.
Yeah. So wait. So when you say immersive Web3 concerts, what does that mean?
Yeah, that means major artists performing in the virtual world, in the spatial web.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
What
So-
platform first? I'm wondering. Are you allowed to say
Oh,
what platform?
By the way, David
What-
is our resident metaverse land whale. So
What are you guys doing? You guys are doing your own metaverse, right? Or are you guys using something else?
Yeah, we're gonna basically. Currently, we use everybody else because that's where the audience is. But eventually, we get into that space where, we can. own
What's
the
your
audience.
favorite one right now?
In terms of metaverses?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, VR chat.
VR chat. I don't think that's blockchain though.
It's not.
Okay.
it's Web3.
Web3.
We didn't say
Three.
blockchain.
Yeah, yeah.
We said Web3.
Web3. Don't think that's Web3.
It was pretty funny. There was this whole conversation earlier on the main stage of using the term blockchain versus using the term Web3 versus using the term NFT to digital collectible and all the baggage that goes along with it depending on which direction you go. I'm liking Web3 at the moment, but I also have no problem with blockchain, so I don't know.
Web3 rolls off the tongue.
It feels good, right?
Feels nice.
Got a nice
Yeah.
under the foot feel.
Web3. All right, we're going Web3.
It's ambiguous enough.
Tell us about Devo. I'm excited to learn more about Devo.
Well, I'm happy to share about Devo. Hello, world. My name is Dr. James Ramon Gibson, and I'm representing Devo Protocol DAO. I am the Chief Strategy Officer. Devo, what is that, you might ask? We are decentralized volunteering. We're looking to change the world of volunteering and philanthropy. How are we doing that? We're going to use the blockchain. What are the components of our protocol? Volunteers, volunteer organizations, sponsors, corporate sponsors, and donors. So what we're doing is we're taking volunteering efforts and we're recording them on the blockchain. Oftentimes, individuals need to prove that they've actually volunteered. So we provide a way for the transparency to be proven. Again, recording hours on the blockchain. We also reward volunteers for their volunteering efforts. Corporate sponsors can sponsor projects that are on our platform. Donors are able to transparently see where their donations are given, and they're provided by milestone-based funding using smart contracts. So once the milestone is complete, a message is sent to the donors, and they get a chance to verify whether or not the milestone is completed to their satisfaction. If not, they can pull their funds back. If so, then the smart contract releases the funds to the intended recipients. So it's really revolutionary, and we're really looking to redefine and bring transparency to the industry. So that is Devo in a nutshell.
I love that. That's really cool. I think that there's definitely a need to help organize things like that in a meaningful way, and I feel like there's this whole world also of like charity and stuff that needs to be streamlined in a way that doesn't give the middlemen so much, because it's very unnecessary nowadays. I don't mind like, a platform taking a fee or whatever for doing the right thing, but if you start diving into Charity Navigator and things like that, you realize like some of those big charities are giving away like 20% of the money that you're donating to those platforms. That's not fair.
Well, so many nonprofit corporations out in the world today are not nonprofit. They are well-paid nonprofits.
100%,
right?
and those are the reasons why the founders of our organization created the DAO and the protocol, because again, there's a serious lack of trust in the world of philanthropy. So we want to bring transparency, and we want to provide trust to those donors and to those recipients of the donated funds.
I got an idea, by the way. As soon as Animal Concerts is ready, I think that the band Devo needs to do a virtual conference to raise money for Devo.
I'm an old school guy, so most of you guys are young and might not know about Devo, the band.
You remember
But
the red hats?
We've been
with the
reaching
red
out to
hats?
Devo,
Yeah?
the
Oh, I
band.
see.
So we're looking to partner with the Devo Rock Group in order to help spread the word of the Devo platform. So
Live on the rooftop.
It's a great idea. Surprise, though, we actually brought Devo here.
Hey!
They're not.
I don't know about that. Okay, wait. So, before we got some blockchain booze OGs over here. David, introduce yourself, and then timed. You've got to.
I'm David.
I'm David. Okay, how about I introduce David?
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
David's gonna after blockchain and boost tonight. He's gonna give a presentation as well. So
Sounds good.
He'll stay up here when we're done.
If you want to be a degen and DeFi and playing DeFi, and we'll go over some of what's out there and
All right, I like
fun
it.
stuff.
Timed. Why don't you quickly tell us what's the coolest thing you've learned over the last couple days of LA Blockchain Summit? Anything? Is there like a specific one thing or two things that are just stuck out?
I think the whole kind of it blew my mind with a lot of the information that I've learned at this conference right now. So when it comes to one specific thing that you want me to point out,
If there is one.
there's multiple, and I can't name one specific one to point out, but it's been amazing.
It's awesome. Well, by the way, today's LA Blockchain Summit shirt at the merch booth is the Reaper derivative of the shirt. You got to go and collect it if you didn't grab one yet. If they still have them. Every day is a different one, by the way. It's so you could collect all three. Let's jump back to Crown Sterling for a second. You've been here, so you're working on a messaging platform, or you've been here the last couple days. Do you think the approach that most people have is the right approach? You're approaching from security, but I mean, there's a bunch of different ways people are approaching things here.
Now, are you talking about the approach to Web3 or the approach to what approach?
I guess I don't even know what I'm saying here. Where I was going somewhere totally different. And then
I got a thought, if you will.
Okay,
I got a thought, if you
could
will.
see as I was starting to say it, I saw you like stepping up, and I got excited, and then I just rambled for a sec. But I was thinking the security approach, right? Because there are people who are building specifically on Ethereum, and then the argument is the high gas fees and things like that. There's the security side of it that's important. But then there's Arbitrum, which maybe on the security standpoint is still very high, but maybe not as much. But then they have higher compute power. So I'm just kind of thinking from your perspective, the choice of blockchain, is it that important? If Animal Concerts launches on Tezos versus Ethereum versus Arbitrum versus Polygon, whatever. How do you feel about that? And what are you building on a specific blockchain yourself?
I will. I'll indulge you. I'll try to keep it under 2 minutes here, but I'll indulge. First of all, like, people are scared of Web3 because of the fact that Web3 interfaces are shit. Like, nobody wants to sit and connect their wallet and plug in their private seed. Like, nobody wants to do this. Nobody wants to have to operate a website like this, right? Like, the key approach is to build a good business. It's not to be Web3 native. It's not to be blockchain based. It's to apply the right technology for the right business at the right time to the right clients and the right market. It's not about blockchain. Blockchain is a tool that is going to enable a business to accomplish a goal, right? Now, if you think about, like, we're trying to solve the problem of secure communications in a decentralized fashion. Obviously, blockchain's the choice, right? But we didn't get into this business because we wanted to build something on chain. We got into this business because we were passionate about data sovereignty, and this is a tool to affect that cause. Now, as far as chain choice, yes, it matters what blockchain you build on. Absolutely, fucking yes, it does. If you build on a platform that has a subpar team, has a subpar API, is not going to experience like massive growth, and it is not going to be developed in a way that's not only secure but also congruent with that organization's goals and objectives, like you're going to get a misaligned product. You just are. When it comes to evaluating companies, look at the team, look at the investors, first and foremost, right? Like, if those two if it checks the first two boxes there, then go look at the tech and decide, hey, do I want to build on this, right? Obviously, there's namesake to be had in this. There's brand recognition to be had in this. Everybody knows the big blockchains, the big layer one blockchains. I'm representing two of them, and I don't build on either of them. But case in point, as far as tech that we're particularly interested in, so we're actually rolling our own layer one chain, but we're doing it based off a protocol called Narwhal. I highly encourage everybody to look at this. It's a technology that came out of Facebook. It's far the BFT consensus is far faster than Hot Stuff. It was kind of a derivative of Hot Stuff, but really good product, really good basically consensus infrastructure. SUI is an implementation of this protocol that we're considering integrating into our platform for certain aspects of our consensus. We were, and we still offer a product that's built on Polkadot, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, we're moving away from that simply because Polkadot's block time is 6 seconds. That's far too slow for a messenger, right? Messaging needs to be instant, especially for critical communications, right? I want this platform to be used for everything from talking to your friend to destabilizing a communist government. So yes, the communication needs to be real time.
So staying on the blockchain choice discussion, right? You brought up your favorite metaverse when you were talking about Animal Concerts, and you mentioned one that wasn't on chain. Is Animal Concerts, is the actual metaverse going to be on chain? Are these, or is it more the on-chain properties of the reward system and the things like that?
No, I think it's what Craig just said. Like it's all about the proper application, right? So the proper tech for the application. So for us, we're exploring right now what we think is the best fit for this particular. For us, it's about standard of quality,
Yeah.
right? How do we get the best of what we're doing? How do we create the best concert experience across the board?
Nobody was playing Roblox and going like, I don't know if this is secure enough, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when
yeah.
and you don't need that. Right? That's not a part of that
Exactly.
business decision. If we're talking about like what you were saying, but we're talking about sort of tokens and some reward systems and things in there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was excited about VR Chat just for the possibility, I think, of where it could go, not necessarily for what it is right now. I could say that for all metaverses, I think, right now. Graphically, my partners and I have been talking about that quite a bit. Like the graphic standard is very disappointing.
on the
It's
discussion.
ridiculous compared to like other
really-
highly
No, but-
graphical industries. It's insane.
Yeah, it's questionable.
But are graphics that important? And it depends, right? Because there's we were talking to Flip the other day. He was here earlier, and he builds metaverse, and he loves photorealistic stuff. He loves like things to look really, really realistic. But I would say that there's lots of games I've played and things that are very realistic. And then I play Roblox with my kids, and Roblox much more engaging. And they look like Lego characters. They're
It's like Minecraft, you know?
It's just like-
single
yeah.
most successful and also cheapest game to build of all time. You know how much money that game made for costing what it cost?
But the thing is, how engaging a game is and how engaging something you participate in isn't necessarily always the graphics.
So Alon,
No, go
I
ahead.
think on Roblox it's the development tools, right? Anybody can jump in there and build a game in Roblox. My kids are building houses in Roblox. And it's so easy for them to put up a wall, throw some stuff in there, and now they're showing me, hey, Dad, look at this house I just built. And when I look over on the couch to see what they're doing, they're building houses in Roblox. So I think it's that ability to be able to do that easily.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's the ease of build, but also these games are. I came into the room and my kids were playing a game that had a giant jar in the middle of like a town square. It was just a giant jar, like literally, like it looked like a mason jar, but each character was tiny and the jar was giant. And then things were falling from the sky and filling the jar. And then they had like 10 seconds to guess how many of those things fell in the jar. And then a few seconds went by. The person who won got more points than the person who lost. And then it would start over with popcorn kernels and something else and something else. And that's what they were playing. And the game was super engaging for little kids and for me, to be honest. And it was the most simple, most basic thing in the world, but like it was super casual game. The graphics sucked compared to even like N64 graphics, right? But it's
Which I
not
love.
always what it's about, but it could be.
You know,
right?
I have to say I question my parenting when I see that because my kids will play those games, go run, push the button, go collect the thing on their side, just to deposit it in, and then do the whole thing over again. And I'm going, oh my God, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, but I think there's
But they
like you said,
enjoy
for
doing it.
simplicity, though. Sometimes we can overdevelop technically, right? And
Yeah.
it's as you said, it's whatever engages, right? So in our business, right, we say it's all about the community, the content, and the technology. So the technology is important, right? But it's not necessarily that you got to have the best graphics, right?
It
It's
comes
whatever-
last in that list.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
community is big
Yes,
on that.
yes.
Yeah,
Community is
and
big on that.
But it's all of those pillars or principle. Like
Yeah.
you're talking about combining convergent things, right?
Yeah.
To create an experience. At the end of the
Well-
day, it's the experience design against what you're
And
trying to
I
accomplish.
was specifically asking you because with animal concerts, if you're talking about immersive, an immersive maybe techno kind of music concert thing could be very out there, could be very Robloxy looking or weird or whatever. But some other band, it might be photorealistic. That's better. Or that's why I was thinking with you, it could be a totally different thing versus I've participated in a bunch of metaverse parties and things like that, and they're super fun. And the first time I went to, I think I did like a New Year's Eve party or something. I called my kids over because it was like during quarantine or something, like we weren't going anywhere, and I call my kids over and we literally go in Decentraland to some plot of land. It was like in a tree house. Once you got on the dance floor, your character just started automatically dancing, but there was actually live music with a DJ that was speaking and like an MC piped in, and it was fun. I was laughing about it and like making jokes about how silly and ridiculous this is until I did it, and then I was stoked. Like we were having a good time. Like my kids and I were like, it was engaging. It was fun.
Some of my buddies are throwing. It's similar to animal concerts, but they take big festivals, right? Name your favorite big music festival, and then they throw at the same time. They stream the artist live stream from the festival into the metaverse, so anybody who can't attend the festival can attend digitally.
Yes.
Yeah, globally, it's really helpful, right, from that perspective. But it's also about, like, I'm going into something, and what can I do to not be pulled out of that thing? Like, Roblox has a brand. Minecraft has a brand, right? And you walk into that world, and they do a really good job of creating a seamless experience. So once you're in it, there's nostalgia that takes place. There's attachment to emotion. There's all these things. So for us, we're looking at the intricacy of and the nuances of crafting a world, right?
It's hard with concerts too, because concerts are very like visceral and very real experience. Somebody who loves music, it's like, that feeling of like the first time you went to your first really good concert and had like this visceral, like almost like very very human experience. Like replicating that digitally is incredibly challenging. So hats off to you, man. It's fucking hard.
And I think you mentioned a key word, and that's seamless. Like one of the things that we really want to focus on is making blockchain and crypto application usage seamless, right? Because there's a lot of people that still don't understand, right, the technology.
I don't think people should see Web3 and Web3.
Right, exactly,
I truly don't believe that you should even know that an application's built on crypto.
Exactly. So with our Devo protocol, right, we got our volunteers signing up, and they don't know that they're actually using blockchain technology, right? So again, making it seamless, right, and that breaks down the walls of fear. And I think that's one of the keys to mass adoption, right, is breaking down the walls of fear and really just spreading the knowledge, right? So again, I think being seamless and simple is really the key.
100%. I think that's the user experience part of the whole thing. I mean, you mentioned community before. You're wearing the Lunar Crush socks, right?
Yeah, shout out to Lunar Crush for being the title sponsor of this thing. Like,
Lunar Crush.
I came up here to rap.
Lunar Crush. Well, that's okay. So you mentioned community, but which Lunar Crush's kind of famous tagline without community there is no crypto. But really, the greatest thing about them and why at least for me I fell in love with these dudes are because of the seamless interaction with dealing with what they do, right? You have to be interested in the data that they're providing and in the things like that. But when you go and you sign up, you don't need to create a wallet. You don't need to do anything. If you want to be super nerdy and take your tokens off, you want to do certain things like that, you can.
You have to have that ability.
It's a choice.
It's got to be hidden. Or a little hidden.
Yes, it's in the settings area. You go, or in your profile, you go to add an Ethereum wallet, you add a Zilliqa wallet, whatever you want to do. But that's a secondary thing. You don't need it. You don't create it. You don't have to have it in advance. It's not a prerequisite, and it makes the product seamless, right? It makes it. It's not like Decentraland where I have to connect my wallet to even get into the land.
Yes, and that turns a lot of people off, right? And so again, we want full user adoption, and we don't want any barriers, any physical barriers, right? It's like I don't want to have to learn something in order to join your organization or participate in your product or service offering. So I agree with simplicity.
Make it accessible to everybody. Everybody, no matter your age, no matter your demographic, no matter where you come from, make it accessible.
That's kind of the whole point of this industry, right? We're talking about a borderless world where it's inclusive of the whole world, and then you put these technological barriers in front of people.
It's a conundrum to why so much UI and UX gets it wrong. Like what DeFi product that you use is not ridiculously complicated to use.
I was just gonna say that
Name-
that to me is one of the bigger problems to solve is the actual
It's hard.
interface experience.
Yeah, it's one of the. I
buying
mean,
something-
again, if there's a lot of money to be made in seamless UI and UX for Web3 product.
Yes.
It's
ton.
part of it's part of it is a tough problem to solve, but it's also because the smartest people in the world working on decentralization are engineers, and they're solving the engineering problems first, not solving the user experience problems first. And
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a good back end.
Oh, I mean,
No, it's
don't get me
important.
wrong. I'm not a UX designer. I'm a back-end engineer, but I respect the fact that, like, let's put it this way: if I put it in front of my mom and she can't use it, that's a problem.
That
That's
is a
big
problem,
fucking
for sure.
My mom
sure.
cannot use. I mean, a majority of the people from an adoption perspective can't.
That is the
Not that
problem.
They can't. It's just
That's why adoption is so low. That's why adoption is so low. That's why Bitcoin's market cap is below what it is.
But
you know?
that's also why I help run like a Bitcoin meetup group to teach DeFi and all this stuff to other people.
Yeah.
I don't think it's again, man. You gotta. I like to make the interface work for you, not you.
It
work
should
for
be
the
intuitive. It
interface,
should be
right?
intuitive.
You shouldn't need a manual to tell you how to use a good
But
interface.
I like the decentralized aspect versus having something like Celsius where we've had issues this last year, right?
Yes,
So I don't care how easy you are if you can have problems like that.
you're not wrong.
I'm trying to decide if we should go on this tangent because it's not really related to anything other than
No,
just
it's okay.
like.
We're done with that one.
if we're going down that aspect, and I'm not going to at all defend anything that Celsius did because we don't even really fully know the whole story. But
No, we don't.
With who?
have they done anything that any central bank hasn't done a million times?
Celsius?
But minus, yeah.
Oh, they fucked up.
well,
I'm-
no, they 1,000%.
So,
but they fucked up on the scale of
So I'm,
Wells Fargo.
So I'm a
Yeah,
you know,
exactly
full,
what
full
you just said.
disclosure.
The banks have been fucking up for a long time, right?
but the banks have insurance and
they
government.
just get fucking forgiven
Yeah,
for fucking up.
Again, full disclosure, I run a Bitcoin mining company, right? It's called TypeX. We build like large scale Bitcoin mining infrastructure, all responsible energy, all responsibly produced. A lot of people are going out of business. We're very happy to be in a position where we're on very stable footing. But besides the point, if you look at what like Alex Mashinsky did, like the guy was like withdrawing, he was like freezing funds and withdrawing money like months before they went out of business. They saw it coming. They did nothing about it. They fucked their users over. Voyager did the same thing too, honestly. Like I have friends literally who had millions of dollars tied up in the Voyager banks who absolutely got, and like now they can't withdraw. I'm talking millions and millions of personal dollar money, like stuff that like these guys worked really, really hard to make, trusted an entity to bank for them, and then got screwed. There needs to be like regulatory oversight to the point that this doesn't happen. And even so, like, yeah, you got to act responsibly.
Well, the problem is the regulators that are going to be in charge of it are slapping the wrists of banks for doing similar things,
Yes.
and then the banks pay them fines.
Amen.
Yeah, but the
that
banks
are
don't
more.
lose everybody's money.
The banks do lose people's money, but they get it paid back through insurance situation.
Correct.
And then they pay the fines in the orders of billions of dollars, more than was lost by Voyager, more than was lost by Celsius to the government to protect us
Big-
after
Yeah,
they
but-
stole from us.
Because
Yeah, but
they're
here's the
tied
thing:
in
like
with the government.
Voyager and Celsius,
They stole
offered
from
a
us.
10%. Like if you think about on a USDC note, a 10% interest rate. Does it sound too good to be true? That's because it fucking is. It is. Like what kind of ridiculous hedging strategy and ridiculous betting strategy do you have to be doing to making 10% interest on a savings account with
Let
USDC?
me tell you, up only crypto, bro.
Exactly. But like, and again, I mean, I feel bad because like a lot of people should have seen this coming and they didn't. Like, don't get me wrong. I looked at Voyager. and I was like, wait a minute. We're offering a 10% staking
What's
loan.
his name? Murdoff?
Madoff.
Madoff did it. Hey, Madoff did it, man. Come on.
No.
Yeah, he went to prison
Madoff-
for 30 years. Mashinsky's like just running free.
They give it time. I mean, well, if they're gonna investigate him, he's not gonna run free. It's not. If he's a criminal, I'm sure he's gonna get. In
I think
trouble.
that guy's out of the country. I think he's gone.
I don't know.
You know who else is gone? Who? You know, I mean, like even with algorithmically backed stablecoins, right? Which we all know the big one failed recently, which also contributed to like Voyager's demise.
Yeah.
You know, like it's weird because like decentralization requires that we don't want government interference, we don't want government malfeasance, we want to be totally divorced from government. But then when we want,
But
No,
we can't be a
what-
bunch
so,
of
so
mavericks
here's
just running
what I
wild.
think I want. It's the same thing that I want with regulation when it comes to guns and things like that. We shouldn't go there because I know that there's libertarians here who will hate me, but I don't give a fuck. So here's the thing. I want people to be able to do whatever they want, but there's certain things that are illegal, certain crimes that are not okay. Stealing from people are not okay. And those people should get in trouble 10 times worse than they are now. If you
Yes.
shoot somebody, if you do something wrong,
Yep.
you should be or caught with a weapon you shouldn't have. You should be thrown in prison for 10 times more than what you do now. But you should let people kind of live, is how I feel.
Hey, idea. What about some younger people that actually understand technology in office?
That would be nice,
Right.
but that's not how our democracy works.
Well, we're working. So, like recently up in Northern California, we've been working on getting Kevin Kiley elected, and he's running for Congress for District 3. And we've actually had him join some of our Bitcoin meetup groups and actually learning about this stuff. And so it's nice somebody who's potentially running for Congress actually wanting to know about Bitcoin and about the blockchain space and how things are working.
Scott-
That's
Scott Ball's on our
critical.
board
That's
as well. He's
critical
running
if we're
for,
going to really get
Congress.
true regulation. We got to get people who really understand this stuff.
Absolutely.
Right? So we got
Because they're
again,
gonna.
it all
They're,
backs-
here's the problem right now with the uncertainty, and what will happen with regulation is we all have friends. There are people in this room who are all Americans. The number one creator of jobs in our country are startups and small businesses.
Yes.
And every single one of our friends that wants to do something in DeFi or crypto is leaving the country to start their company. And it's not the bullshit thing where we heard growing up, like, if this person elected, I'm leaving the country. Nobody left. Nobody went to Canada or whatever. It never happened. But today it is happening because the world is a smaller place. It's easier to do these things. And every day we're seeing people start their businesses in other countries because they're scared to do it here.
Oh,
That's insane.
Exactly.
That's not okay.
There's
I live
also
here and my business is registered overseas.
Okay.
Let's be real.
But
Taxes
you know
here
what?
are
well, there's also a ton of incentive in a lot of countries to create blockchain initiatives. Like I can name 10.
Imagine if our country incentivized people who would create jobs and bring money to our, these are companies that would pay taxes.
It's a real problem too. Most engineers I hire to write blockchain software are not in the States.
Same.
90% of them are not here.
And that's unfortunate.
No
reality.
talent is here. It's ridiculous.
I've got one.
It
I use
does. It
one.
sucks. It's like, wait a minute.
Weren't we all told the story? I mean, my parents came to this country to make a better life for all of us and do all these things. I know a lot of people are kids of immigrants and things like that, but like that was supposed to be the American dream, and now we
Yes.
stop people. We are now out. We're literally
Exactly.
sending people away.
100%.
It's insane.
Yeah, but
I feel like I need another
working
beer
off-
for this conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying we're working off outdated information. Like we made up our laws years ago, and we're still running off them same laws years ago. And never did fix those laws. And with crypto, we're able to actually able to we're able to show the what we're able to do with the blockchain. And then create and how we're creating new laws with what we're doing, but it's like even how Yoga
Well,
Lab,
those laws also not are just outdated, but they were created to purposely keep certain people out of doing certain things. Right?
100%. Yeah.
That's the reason I got into crypto.
Yes.
You guys know about the accredited investor laws? Surely you must.
But
Why
that-
on earth do I need $1 million in cold hard cash to invest in a small business? Riddle me that. Oh wait, it's to keep me poor.
Yes.
That's like why I fell in love with crypto in the first place.
Okay,
Wait,
I like. We got rid of ICOs, right? And ICOs.
not really, just in this country.
Well, no, but now they're NFTs. But so here's the thing: we had ICOs originally, right? You buy it for a really low price with the chance it goes up. Now we're doing it completely opposite. Now we're doing yield farm tokens with a high price and then they fall down. Right? That doesn't work for us. I mean, this is supposed to be better, and this is like falling prices, right? I prefer the ICO method where the price actually goes up, not the falling one.
ICOs are still happening. They're still happening. Just you can't you can't participate
No,
in them if you're a
I'm sure
U.S.
they-
citizen. But
Yeah,
They
just
haven't talked to a lawyer,
different
they're still doing
acronyms
it.
I got an advice: make a foreign friend.
IEX.
Make a good foreign friend.
All right, I want to.
None of this financial advisor or anything up here, of course, ever.
Oh yeah, I
ever.
forgot
Nothing
that-
up here is financial advice, except yes.
Go
all of
consult
it
your
is.
attorney.
No, yes, no financial advice. Okay, we don't have a lot of time, and I think David is also going to, after we're done, he's going to give his
long as those guys
DeFi
are okay over
DGen
there.
presentation. But I want to get kind of back to kind of the animal concerts idea, right? And I know that we're gonna do blockchain booze sessions about immersive experiences, I think, just on its own, and we'll do one about secure messaging and things like that on its own. But this has just been a little crazy. But, you know, I do think that there is, you know, we're here, right? A couple thousand people at the convention center over 3 days doing these things. What's kind of crazy about this is, like, there is no replacement of us actually hanging out and doing this yet. But we also know that if we take this video or one of the videos of the things on the main stage and one good post on Twitter, we'll probably get 10x the number of people watching the panel than actually in real life, right? It's kind of interesting. So you take the content, it lives forever, or it can be used in different ways and utilized in different ways, right? Now, with something like animal concerts, or think about immersive experiences, you can scale now and experience even the biggest festivals and concerts, 100,000 people, even 1 million people. You could scale at 10x, 100x, 1,000x if it was virtual, right?
Yeah.
But how are you guys thinking about how to distribute that, or how to kind of globally? I think that it's an interesting idea because people think about the technology first before they think about distribution. But are you thinking about, you know, how that's going to work? You know, what are your thoughts on the subject? That, you know, how are you getting out there? You know,
Yeah.
a real concert, flyers.
That's
Facebook
that's
post,
exactly
right?
what we do. We put flyers on cars. Yeah, we
A
just have a
light
whole
post.
street team that just
Wheat paste.
It's really effective.
Sorry, I'm dating myself. The Devo, wheat paste.
I'm like,
You know,
I was thinking, you know, where those lighters at in the crowd?
No, we yeah, I mean, we utilize traditional routes as well. You know, we have a lot of really strategic partnerships. Crypto.com, Cointelegraph, big for us. But you know, we're also in an age of social currency, right? And the attention economy. So what we're really doing is leveraging and aggregating like social attention, really, right? So our partnerships with artists, our partnerships with great organizations that get the word out, but also you know, traditional distribution outlets. Like on the film side, you know, we have partnerships with some of the majors, right? And that's the only way. But we carve out the Web3 rights as well. So as we're building, you know, a
That's
traditional
smart.
distribution path, right? We can build that audience into the virtual.
well, what's also interesting, we were talking about Lunar Crush, and I know that Lunar Crush is a fan of animal concerts. We were talking about you guys a little bit before this, but think about that social route, or so the influencer route, and actually measuring the ones that are actually influential versus the one that might have a higher number, and you think they are, right? You can start doing these things where, you know, especially with artists and influential people, right? Because that's who's participating, where you can really distribute things in a radically different way.
Yeah, it's really it's fantastic. And then, you know, obviously there's people that won't ever be able to see, I don't know, an Alicia Keys concert, let's say, live, right? They just
I was going to
won't have
say
the
Bad
footage.
Religion.
Bad
but-
Religion, sure. Yeah, amazing. I'd love to see Bad Religion live. Yeah, anybody. I mean, but you can go back to historical acts that aren't alive anymore, right? We've got incredible partnerships with some phenomenal holographic technology, and you know,
You know what? That's interesting because you can watch an old concert, right? I can watch even a band that's alive, but watching a version of them from 1984 or something, right? But not just watching it like, hey, on YouTube I can watch it, or I can buy a DVD, or I can watch it in an experience where I purchase, but having a live concert going experience with other fans, but watching an old version or watching somebody who's passed away.
yeah, or collaborations. Like one of my favorite YouTube videos, concerts is it's a James Brown concert in the 70s, 75, I think. And it's he brings Michael Jackson on stage, which Michael Jackson's like in his prime in the audience. And then Michael Jackson comes up and does his thing, and then he's like, whispers in James Brown's ear, and he's like, wait a minute, Prince! He does like, and so Prince comes up and like knocks over all these pillars and like.
So
creates
what
this big
Alon's
scene.
saying is he wants to relive his punk rock teen
But
years.
yeah, exactly.
I've got
if you,
a,
but if you could create,
He wants a time machine.
I do want to, yeah. But this is, you know, in effect, some kind of. But if you could recreate those nostalgic experiences, you know,
Do it, man. Do that. That sounds cool.
that one in particular sounds great.
Yeah, I'll smash that invest button so fast.
So you saying you can get like Elvis or something like that, just come over there and perform like that? Like that's
Yeah, there's a lot of possibility.
Elvis ain't dead.
Oh, we're gonna get
Neither
okay,
Tupac.
we're gonna derail into
yeah,
that's a
conspiracy
different
theories now. All right. So, okay, let's finish up. David will give his thing. I'm going to see if I still have drink tickets or put one of my team members in a headlock and get us all more drink tickets.
Make it rain.
We're going to make it rain with drink tickets in a minute. But before we go, I want everyone to give a plug of where to follow them, where we can go to keep in touch. And then we all are going to plan over the next few weeks more blockchain and booze sessions where it's the live session. A few of us are some of the OGs in the audience. We got a couple right here. Wait, raise your hand if you're a blockchain and booze OG. I see a few of you. Oh, I got Nathan back there. Sup, dude? Wait, David, go to Nifty Spirits. No, that's David. Go steal a couple bottles of premium or something. I promised that, and nobody brought it. All right, here we go. Give us where can we follow Devo and what's going on?
Well, I'm a new OG to Blockchain and Booze,
That's
and
right.
I'm happy to be here. But Devo, you can catch Devo on www.devoprotocol.org. Please check us out. Thank you.
Animal concerts.
Animalconcerts.com and Anthony at animalconcerts.com.
All right.
Hey guys, search Crown Sterling and you can find it. It's crownsterling.io. On every social media platform, my handle is BitPapi, BITPAPI.
That's what I was going to ask you guys. Your personal follow you on Twitter kind of thing.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter, Crypto Ramon, Devo Protocol on Twitter. Yeah, please.
And Animal concerts. What's?
Mine's really lame. It's Anthony C. Manzo. My full
Say that again.
Anthony C. Manzo.
Anthony C. Manzo.
My full name.
All right,
Yeah,
I like it.
let's keep it
I'm
sexy.
just at So I, for years, had Alonymous was my Twitter username because it was like very early, one of like the first few months I think Twitter existed. And like an idiot, I didn't just get my first name. I used Alonymous because that's just what I used. But then every time I would explain it to somebody, they'd be like, "Oh, anonymous?" I'm like, "No, Alonymous. I have to spell it." And then eventually I just got my first name, last name. It works.
Was that also your AOL handle?
It was. Actually,
Yeah.
on AOL, I was Al Gore 18, because if you cut the letters off my name, and when you're in junior high, you think that's cool. It really wasn't.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Holy moly. Okay, this one is going to be a giveaway. What should be the metric of the giveaway? Thank you so much.
Oh man, dance contest?
What needs to be dance contest? I was more thinking.
Yeah, dance contest
Wait,
sounds
let's think
great.
about this. Yesterday we did who traveled the farthest. He's not here anymore. Who traveled the farthest? Who thinks they traveled the farthest? Raise your hand.
Who was outside of California yesterday?
Yeah, raise your hand.
We have.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Three people.
Well, okay, we got 4.
There's
four.
Who's further than the UK?
Anybody
Wait, you know what?
okay.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna
All
get
right.
you another bottle. So hold on. I'm gonna give also.
Nice.
Give them all away.
Doge. No. You can't carry it.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, you need to carry it.
Go ahead.
If you can't, I'm
So
getting
you get
another one.
You giving
Oh,
us
wait.
good, John?
You're getting the best dressed award. Hey, best dressed. I had to come up with a different one. Best dressed.
Yeah.
Premium vodka for
That's
the
good
furthest
stuff.
traveled. Here we go.
We've been drinking that last night. We were
So
drinking that.
if
last night. It
you've
was good.
seen, I need to clarify this every time, but if you've met Sailor Gary and the Premium crew, it's not just a meme slapped on some like Savon's vodka and some bullshit like that. This is an award-winning vodka distillery in Northern California, voted USA Today top craft vodka distillery, who's made these. They use
No
like,
shit.
insanely special technology that distills it down to like this insane purity, and it's really fucking good.
No way.
No, 1,000%. The guys are scientists. There is an NFT. We got to go to the premium booth so that you can Nifty Spirits with Spirit Punks. Spirit Punks. I know. I keep saying.
Hey, we should all stand up and take a group picture.
Let's do a group selfie, and then David is going to give a presentation on being a degen. Blockchain and booze. Boom.
Blockchain and booze, baby.
Everybody showing the booze, or we're not going to?
We need to grab the booze.
You got to show the premium.
We passed it.
Oh, we passed it.
There we go. You hold that side. I'll hold this side, buddy. There we go.
Come on over. Forward. Yeah, throw the mic down. You're gonna have to. It's
Gotta go all the way out, dog. Nobody else can go halfway out.
All right.
Sure.
All right.
Thanks for listening, y'all.
Yeah, stick around. We'll talk about DeFi and stuff like that.